for people who experience Theta Healing, they describe it in one word, and that's it's magic. Whenever I'm traveling abroad, the minute before I land, I go in the theta frequency of brain and change my body clock to the current time. So when I go, time bends and I never jet lag. Since Vayana got healed with her cancer, Theta Healing became very famous for cancer.
And any stage of cancer?
Blessings impact people more than the curses.
Okay.
Somebody was asking me that I have a menstrual cycle problem. But God is showing me an image where I see a waterfall, a child just suddenly by mistake falling into it and dying, and a dog running and dying.
Right.
And when I opened my eyes and she was crying profusely because she said, I see this image for last 30 years what you described in my dream.
I'm very interested in asking you, if you will, right now, just on camera for the audience, will you do a body scan for me and tell me?
Can I reassure that on your behalf and speak to the higher self of the person? Yeah?
Welcome to another episode of Soul Safar with Bhaav. Magic is the word our next guest, Mrs. Sangeeta Shah, uses to describe the modality of Theta Healing. On this episode, we have discussed time bending, body scanning, curing various illnesses and manifestations through the modality of Theta Healing. I dared to go through a body scan in real time on camera and was really caught off guard by the revelations that came through. Watch this episode till the end. You won't regret it.
I was introduced to the world of healing through Theta Healing, which was practiced by one of my friends. It's no wonder that I'm so excited to speak about it today, so that everybody out there could also benefit from it. And I'm so delighted and I'm so grateful to have you here with me, Sangeeta ji. Welcome to Soul Safar with Bhaav, and thank you so much for coming on the episode.
Completely, my honor. And I feel such deep connection with you, and I guess the kind of work that you are doing, reaching out to the millions, making people understand how there is so much beyond physical body, that itself talks million words for you.
Thank you so much. Let's get right to it, because you've been practicing and teaching and healing so many people using Theta Healing. Can you just please tell our audience what Theta Healing exactly is?
So for people who experience Theta Healing, they describe it in one word, and that's it's magic. But I understand where there is magic, there is no logic, right? So Theta Healing, when you actually go deep and you understand Theta Healing, then you realize that it is an advanced meditation technique formed by Vayana Stibble. She's based in US. So this advanced meditation technique helps you to develop a skill set to tune into your own intuition.
Okay.
And utilizing your intuition, you not only identify the negative patterns that you have created for your life, but you'll be able to change it as well.
Right.
And you change it at two levels, at the level of your beliefs and at the level of your DNA, because it is stored deep at your DNA level into your genes.
Right. The one question that always came in my mind was, whenever somebody spoke about Theta Healing, is what does the word Theta really mean?
Theta itself actually means that brain has 5 frequencies. So this word was being found because it is connected to the theta frequency of the brain.
Right.
When I say that when I'm talking to you, I'm actually operating from 40 to 28 cycles per second, which is the beta frequency of the brain.
Okay.
When I go little deeper and I'm in a meditative state, I'm at a 7 to 14 cycles per second, what we call alpha.
Right.
Theta is 4 to 7 cycles per second.
Okay.
So like if you have heard our Rishi Munis, like they used to be in a meditative state for years.
Right.
You are in a theta state there, or sometimes even in delta, which is 0 to 4 cycles.
Right.
Whereas like the fifth is the gamma frequency, which is sometimes 40 to 5000. Vayana herself had cancer and it got healed instantly. Her leg which had shrunk became normal.
Wow.
Then she healed her aunt's some problem and the clients went on coming to her. So that's where they wanted to check exactly what is working and they wired the entire class. And they realized that everyone is accessing the theta brainwave at that time.
Right.
That's how they named it
Theta
Theta
Healing.
Healing.
So what is the importance of the theta brainwave state, and how does it help for healing or for spiritual growth or for physical, emotional, any sort of healing?
We normally think that my problem is coming from my present situation. And problem is never ever coming from your present situation. Whether it is a physical disease, like you may say it is cancer, whether somebody met an accident on the road, whether it is a relationship issue, whether it is death, whether it is you not being able to get the promotion in a job, anything. When I say this is my problem, it's at a surface level. At a deeper level, there is a root cause, like which is your own thought pattern, right? So my thought pattern comes from my own experience zone,
Right.
the experience which happened in the past,
Right.
and from that experience I developed a belief. When multiple times I go through the same experience, I call that it is a deep-rooted belief system.
Correct.
So in Theta we say that the beliefs are at 4 levels. One is this lifetime experience, which is a core level.
Right.
The second thing is what you have taken from your ancestors, which is the genetic belief, the way in which we get our hair color, skin color from our ancestors, we get our emotions also from there,
Right.
our beliefs also from there. Third is what we call history level, which is a past life. We have gone through multiple lifetimes and what happened, we carry it in our 3 soul molecules. So we hold on to it. And the fourth, I create a pattern of my life based on my belief system, and if multiple lifetimes I continue believing the same, now it has an imprint on my soul.
Correct.
I require to change my perception to it. The conflict is between my rule book that I should have lot of money, for example, and my belief says that money is the root cause of all evil, right?
Right.
Do you ever count how many times do you breathe in a day?
No.
What do you require? The utmost important thing to survive.
Right.
What do you require?
Breath.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't have water, food, money, you will survive, but without breath. If that is in abundance, and that is what divine has given you in abundance, why will divine stop you from your relationship, feeling loved, getting name, having a big house, or
Right.
money?
Right.
So it's only your limiting belief which can stop you.
Right.
Because and sometimes something that you witnessed, probably if you did not go through it, your great grandfather thought that money is the root cause of all the evil, and now you also genetically believe that. You don't let that money come to you,
Right.
because that energy goes out in the subconscious mind, that program in the remote we play,
Right.
and then consciously we argue exactly for the opposite.
Right.
Advice is not. Life is, everything is your belief and nothing else, including even if there is an accident that happens on the road. You have asked for it. Everything happens in 30 seconds. We say, Creator says, Tathastu. So you have asked for it. Whatever is happening in your life, you have asked for it.
Wow.
As a therapist, someone comes to me and says, you help me to make money. Now, if I work at a conscious level, which is just 10%, probably I am not giving them a solution.
Right.
So I need to go deeper to identify what had happened in their life, why they felt money is an issue.
Right.
So there is a bridge between conscious and subconscious mind. So when I connect to the theta brainwave, I can very quickly go and access that particular incident, what belief they acquired from them, why are they choosing to hold on to that belief,
Right.
What will I do to be able to change it for them at all 4 levels? And after changing it, how do I teach them a new way of living?
Right.
And that all happens in Theta Brainwave. Theta is very easy. It is giving you access to the subconscious memory, which is the root cause of a problem. And it's giving you, helping you, having your logical mind also awake. The logical mind will do the equation and say that, when I was a kid and my mother said no to the ice cream, doesn't mean she doesn't love me. And I let go of that.
Right.
So why we are using theta and not delta?
That was my next question. I think you got it telepathically, but that was my next question. Why theta?
Because delta is still deeper,
Yeah.
right? What happens is in delta is basically like absolutely sometimes no brain frequency.
Right.
So in the 4 to 7, you are very, very deep. You feel safe to go to that memory where the problem is coming from.
Right.
At the same time, you require the interpretation from your logical mind and your logical mind and your intellect to help your intuition to say that it's over, it's completed, like move on.
Now that you have reached this point of the episode, please remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel Soul Safar with Bhaav.
While we were speaking before we started rolling, you said a very interesting concept about bending time in Theta Healing, and how that helps you not to jet lag. Can you please share that with our audience?
So in Theta Healing, we explain the entire universe into frequency form and we split it into 7 planes of existence.
Right.
So 6th plane we speak about, all the laws are there. So law of time is also one of them.
Right.
We believe that time is the most flexible law to bend.
Okay.
In our advanced class, we teach our students how to bend the time.
Okay.
I use it only for 2 things in my life. One is whenever I'm traveling abroad.
Right.
The minute before I land, I go in the theta frequency of brain and change my body clock to the current time. So when I go, time bends and I never jet lag. People are always shocked. I reach there and I have a long journey, whether it's in US or anywhere. I can immediately teach a class.
Right.
And when I come back, like I'm immediately working. Like I don't require even half an hour break. The second I do is there are times you want to take rest, but you are not able to take rest. There is back-to-back workload.
Right.
During this time, I just command myself. I go in the theta frequency and command that my body next half an hour will have the rest equivalent to 10 hours of restful sleep. And trust me, in half an hour I wake up so fresh.
Right.
Because I'm physically, mentally, like I'm completely fresh.
Right.
So we actually bend time forward, backward.
Right. And so once you learn how to get into the theta brainwave frequency, you can actually command your body to do this.
Theta healing is not just connecting to the frequency of like brain frequency there and commanding to pass healing. It's like much more and much deeper.
Now you did mention the 7 planes of existence. Can you please run me through these 7 planes? What are these 7 planes?
So Vana Steeple describes these 7 planes as the instrument to understand how the entire universe functions.
Okay.
And based on our frequency, we can attract.
Okay.
So she says that, we start our first form in the form of the first plane is made up of all the rocks and the crystals.
Okay.
Where if you see the molecular structure, it's very tight.
Right.
It can't move. So first form is all about the minerals.
Right.
So any mineral deficit disease that if you have,
right,
then it comes from here.
Right.
So Theta Healing believes in belief. So we change the belief for their body to be able to absorb calcium better.
Right. Okay.
Now, the second we speak about the plant kingdom.
Right.
Everything. So all the vitamins, the fairy world and all comes there.
Right.
The third plane is animal kingdom and the humans.
Okay.
The protein based molecular structure.
Okay.
The fourth plane we say the ancestors are in waiting.
Right.
And the fifth plane has multiple dimensions.
Right.
On the fifth plane we speak that our higher self also resides there. Our angel guides are also from the fifth plane. At the same time we say there is a council of 12 and council of 24.
Right.
which looks after every soul family.
Right.
They go on designing the new rule book for it.
Right.
The sixth plane are all the different laws. Law of velocity, law of gravity, law of beauty, law of time, law of cause and effect, law of Akashic records.
Right.
So, like law of compassion, there are multiple of them, she describes after this one comes.
Right.
The only one law which is not there is the law of love. Because love is the seventh plane. So, where the seventh plane is simply the unconditional love. So if I'm going beyond the law of karma, beyond law of cause and effect, then I don't need to go through the suffering to learn a lesson of life.
Wow.
And I am beyond any limit.
Right.
If there is a broken bone and I want to heal it, either I will take that calcium from other bone or I can draw it from the seventh plane.
Right.
So she explains 7 planes like very beautifully. In our advanced book, there are 100 pages written only explaining 7 planes of existence.
Wow. Now, since you mentioned broken bones, what other physical ailments can be addressed through Theta Healing?
If you ask what, I would say like almost
everything.
But I would give some examples of what I have worked on.
Yes.
So I have worked, I guess, on multiple kind of cancers because since Vayana got healed with a cancer, Theta Healing became very famous for cancer.
Okay.
So people started coming to a Theta Healer for cancer resolution.
And any stage of cancer?
I have majority time people come at the 4th stage to us.
Okay.
Because the first is always going to the doctor and no one believes directly.
Right.
So then they come at a very later stage.
Okay.
Now it is spreading awareness. So a lot of people start coming at early stage. But initially it was always 4th stage. There were time client had come saying the doctors have given only 1 week they will survive and all. And you name it, different kind of cancers.
Okay.
I've worked with a lot of genetic disorder. There was one person where there was only one ovary. The entire ovary got regenerated.
Wow.
I've worked with autism. I've worked with different skin conditions. I have worked with right from the acidity to they having kidney stone. There was one young girl who came with 6.7 centimeter cyst. The previous day CT scan is showing that. Morning she comes because next day 2 o'clock was MRI. 3 hour we set and there was nothing. Like that 6.7 centimeter cyst, ovarian cyst had gone with multiple cysts. Kidney stones have disappeared. People have come, they are deaf, they have infertility issues, they have problem with any other body part, they have problem with the lung, digestive disorder.
Right.
PCOD, PCOS.
So you're saying anything on that spectrum can
they
be
come
healed.
like, They come even with the mental disorder, depression, there are times people have come with 7th generation in deep depression.
Right.
The stories are like, you get goosebumps, because,
Right.
They have thrown a child from 14th floor and they have done, so that severe depression, multiple personality disorder, the coma cases, ICU, like multiple cases.
Oh.
And since I do proxy work, I remember, somebody with lung cancer, I was doing proxy work.
Sorry, what is proxy work, if you can explain to our audience?
So the proxy work is like everything is energy and we all are connected with each other. When we are connected, I can connect you with a permission. For example, if you have fever,
right,
and you are not in a condition to be worked on, and since we believe so much in the belief system, we want to go to the root of it. I need to work on you to identify your core belief.
Right.
So with your permission, I can work on someone else.
So make them
like
stand
proxy.
in for me. Right,
Yeah.
like a proxy.
And while I'm working on them, I will start getting your experiences, your beliefs through them. I will change it on them and your medical reports will change.
Oh, wow.
So I do proxy work a lot.
Also, sometimes when there are teenagers and parents have a problem that they are not focusing, they are not studying well, exam are rahe, they're not paying attention. Can something like that also be?
Oh yeah, that's why I do in the schools with like 500,000 students together. Like you want exam anxiety, like in that 3 hours, their focus and concentration, you have peer pressure. Yeah.
Wow.
You tell us your problem. We
can
will
heal
come
it.
there with that fusion in 3 hours. You tell me, like, where you were and how much you are feeling.
Like you mentioned proxy work, I also know that Theta Healing is also a remote way of healing, can be a remote way of healing. So, and that works 100% according to you?
Yeah, very much. Because if I can scan you when you are in front of me, that time the concept was my body cells talks to your body cells.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But the energy is very expansive. We are not just our physical self.
Right.
Isn't it that you have ever heard that if the child is feeling unwell, the mother feels that at such a big distance and you feel a heartburn?
Yes.
Or you are remembering something and their call just comes?
Yes.
Right?
Right.
How does that work? Because there is an emotional body, there is an energy body.
Right.
So based on that, the person can be anywhere in the world. You can scan them and you can do healing to them, but we do everything with their permission.
Right.
Because we don't change anyone's beliefs without asking them.
Right. And that's very important, permission.
No, absolutely important.
I also know, and I experienced it, that you use a lot of other modalities, like, you do past life regression and a lot of other modalities you combine with Theta Healing. Can you tell us a few of these modalities, and why is it that you choose specific things for specific people when you're working on them?
When I teach class, I teach only that modality. Because each modality, whether it is Theta Healing or anyone, with complete due respect and honor for all modalities are complete in themselves.
Right.
But at the same time, every human is very different.
Right.
There cannot be one size fits all.
Right.
So how the human mind operates, you need to speak their language, because you are working with their subconscious mind.
Right.
And the success rate of your therapy depends on how much the client connects to it and they understand and change.
Right.
Probably my scan has already told me, but it's not about what I understand of you, it's about what you feel about your problem.
Right.
When there is a lot of sorrow and grief, we do a process called heart song. That's also part of Theta.
Okay.
The healing broken soul. There are times we heal their baby in the womb because the problem is coming from there. We release the radiation. Bacteria holds on to the guilt issue. Viruses have the worthiness issue. Right. If there is a virus in the body, because of RNA, they replicate. So when we do the download, we do it on the virus also.
Right.
So there is no replication of it. Then, there are times the soul has gone out from the body. You can reel it and put it back. You need to identify, there are times psychic hooks, psychic attacks.
Yes.
Curses, vows, oath, contract, commitment, promise, obligations, blessings. Blessings impact people more than the curses.
Okay.
Because if you're cursing me, I'm not going to say, yeah, Bhaavesh, please curse me.
Right.
I will be in a defense,
right?
Yeah. But if you are blessing me, I will say, yeah, please bless me.
Correct.
But we don't realize whether we are taking a blessing which is working in our favor
or not. Correct.
So we identify all those 8 of them.
Right.
Psychic attacks is something what people get from their loved ones.
Right.
Their high tone, how they speak.
Right.
Since energies are always merging.
Right.
So it's actually attacking you, but you don't realize it.
So since you said energies are merging, I know this is a thing that a lot of people face, where some people you feel are draining your energy.
Yeah.
Can you please tell our audience, if you can give them one tip, how to protect your energy, how to have that boundary wall so that you respect your energy as well and you respect the other person's energy as well, and you're like, this is the boundary wall, don't cross. Can you give us a tip on how to do that?
Physical simple example for you is always remember, Namaste is the best thing. If you do this, if you do that, you are actually breaking the auric space. Like a simple thing is like when you give a hug to someone, it has to be heart to heart.
Right.
Because when I give a heart to heart hug, I am connected and my aura strengthens and your aura strengthens.
Right.
But we give demo when I am giving a wrong hug, I'm actually breaking and be my own auric space and someone else's.
Sorry, can I ask you? I know we are mic'd, but what would be a demo of a correct hug and a wrong hug?
Like, is there anyone to?
Okay, sure. Of course. I'm going to invite somebody from the crew, so we can this thing.
So it's heart to heart. So basically, like my right side, but her left side. So I'll always give a hug to her this way. So that way, I'm strengthening my auric space and her auric space.
Okay.
But if I would have given her a hug this way, it is actually breaking aura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like in class, we actually give it as a demo of showing people strength.
Right.
And it's so, thank you. It's so surprising to see their energy drops.
Right.
But we do it all the time.
Right.
Second thing, a very simple tip I'll give you. We have 7 chakras here.
Right.
So anytime you are entering an important business meeting, anytime you think you will get impacted by people, you can just draw your energy like this.
Right.
So like what we do is energy break. So your energy goes to you, my energy comes to me.
Right.
And then I zip up my aura.
Right. Oh.
So like it's not like this, like I zip up.
Oh, okay.
And it is very funny because I had some very big industrialist coming to me.
Right.
And then he learned this. He said I started using it in my office.
Right.
So there used to be meetings where other people are little more authoritative, dominating.
Right.
He said, Sangeeta, now I zip up my aura and go.
Right.
I zip up my aura and go when I have to talk to my wife also.
Yeah, because even with the people we love the most, I feel it's very important to have that boundary, which is very, very important. And I didn't realize that just this simple namaste that we do.
Namaste is like, this is my space. I already created, no?
Correct. So that there is again a science behind it to do the namaste. While you were speaking to me, you said that I'm downloading and anchoring certain beliefs. So when you say when you're changing somebody's core pattern, you're downloading certain beliefs and you're anchoring them. Can you tell us a little bit more about that process?
Any solution comes when you have a right diagnosis.
Correct.
Ideally, like when we have a long session.
Right.
We identify what had happened, what is the core belief which has given this bundle of problems. So we pull, cancel and release that belief.
Right.
But many times when, example, if I say I'm unloved, that belief is being changed to I'm loved. I change the belief.
Right.
But now person has never experienced it before. The body doesn't know how to produce those chemicals.
Right.
It's like if you ask me that, Sangeeta, have you seen a rasgulla? When if I've never eaten, I will say, oh yeah, I know rasgulla, it is some Bengali sweet, it is round, it is white in color, it is sweet.
Right.
But imagine if I have eaten rasgulla many times, that too from Kolkata. How will I describe it? Rasgulla! Oh my God! Like, they just melt into your mouth.
Correct. Yes, the experience becomes different. Yes.
It is like, I already have saliva. I don't have a rasgulla and I'm like, oh, this cake I can die for.
Correct, yes.
But there is no cake here.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, your body starts producing saliva. Where did it come from?
Right.
Your body believed that to be true.
So
there are many experiences and emotions soul has not been through. So we actually instill that feeling into the soul.
Right.
And we teach the soul that, would you like to know Creator's definition and perspective of love?
Right.
That what love feels like. That, you're deserving of love.
Right.
You know how to live your life with love. It is safe for you. It is possible for you.
Correct.
And the definition is always different. The definition of success, what it would be for me might be different for you and will be different for someone.
Right.
So it's always the Creator's definition and perspective.
Right.
And then we instill that feeling in your highest and best way, for your highest and best.
Right.
Now that it's a known experience for the subconscious, it's easy.
It's not fighting it.
Yeah.
It's actually
it's a comfort.
It's comforting.
You know how to create it.
Correct.
You'll find it very easy.
Another term that you spoke to me about was about energetic divorce. That is also used as a tool in Theta Healing.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
So, many times, we come across like people having problem in the relationship. And in our scans, what we found is that there are times people already have a belief because there are piled up beliefs, right? It's not one belief.
Right.
Where they actually believe that they are married to someone else.
Right.
Because they believe they are married to someone else, they are not being able to do justice to the other one because there is a monogamy gene. You have either monogamy gene or polygamy gene.
Correct.
Right? So there are times people even have, like for example, it's a first crush in college, but you feel like, oh.
Right.
Or you feel, oh, I want to marry Hrithik Roshan only or Shah Rukh Khan.
Right.
But, and consciously, you admire them, like you're not married. That time people are, I'm married to my commitment, I'm married to my responsibility, I'm married to my work, I'm married to my mother, I'm married to my father, I'm married to my children.
Yeah.
I'm married to my...
People say these things a lot. I've heard a lot of people say simple things like I'm married to my work. So many people have said it.
So we actually identify and we see. So there is a process in Theta Healing where we actually do the energetic divorce with them, and that now it is safe for you to be married in this or be open to get married. They are not getting married also because they don't feel it is safe. So they allow the real love to come and experience.
Wow. If you have to tell our audience, how can they use the learnings of Theta Healing and integrate them in their day-to-day lives so that their quality of life and their experiences become better?
So friends, learn one thing and understand one thing. Theta Healing is all about the limiting beliefs. So the first and foremost thing, stop complaining, cribbing and crying. You have created this life and the life is all about the choices you make, and that is deciding your destiny. So rather than complaining, cribbing, have conviction in yourself, courage and change. And ask yourself what belief of mine is creating that. But more important, many times you can't do that because those beliefs are there and you are not equipped enough to identify and change it. So only your intuition can help you. Your intuition will always and always guide you and protect you. There is nothing else in the world, how much ever other person loves you, that they can offer you as much as your own intuition helps you. You need to focus on and invest into your own development. And you need to focus on connecting and enhancing your own intuition.
Right.
I use multiple modalities, but there is no other technique like Theta Healing which helps you to connect to your intuition and to be able to use it.
So, as the audience, the first question that came to me is, tell me 3 things that I can do today or start today to improve my intuition. What would that be? 3 things if you have to tell our audience.
So whenever there are times in the difficulties, for sure, you will actually get a voice within you, your inner voice you can call it. And it's in conflict with your logic.
Correct.
For example, in middle of a summer, my intuition tells me, carry a jacket. And I think people will think I'm mad because, I'm carrying a jacket. But I reach a place where there is strong AC and I'm freezing.
Right.
So start following it. Start taking those small steps.
Correct.
Second, ideally, even Theta meditation, we have it on our YouTube and everywhere. So simply start following some meditation. Take out that 5 minutes time. Where 5 minutes time you are just closing your eyes and connecting. It's I'm moving and connecting to the Theta is moving higher, connecting to the creator of all that is.
Right.
So I'm becoming an observer.
Right.
Third thing is, as in when you are in problem, ask yourself this question. How is this problem helping me? What is the payback of my problem?
Right.
Trust me, the day you will learn that how that problem is helping you out, then you don't need that problem anymore. And problem will automatically go because you can simply talk to yourself, you can talk to your body parts.
Right.
You can ask if you have pain here. You can put your hand and say body, tell me what have you stored here, what do I need to release.
Right.
Learn the art of asking the right question to enhance your intuition.
Right.
What can I do about it?
Right.
Majority time what happens is your intuition tells you something negative is going to happen. You get stuck there. Oh, I saw this person's death. Oh, I saw myself dying.
Right.
It's our fear that grips us.
Right.
And we don't listen to it. But
Right.
I'll ask you, how many times something negative happened in your life where you already have an intuitive voice telling you this is going to happen,
Right.
but probably we ignored it.
Yes, actually you're right. Coming to think of it, there are many times that you feel like they say gut feeling.
Gut
you
feeling.
know it. You feel it ki mat karo. And then you'll still do it and you're like, I should have heard myself.
Yeah.
I should have left that 5 minutes earlier. I knew I should have left 5 minutes earlier. Even something like that.
No, absolutely.
When we say negative things, people think they're the bigger things. But just getting stuck in traffic when you need to reach somewhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a voice in your head saying, 5 minutes jaldi nikal jao. And you're like, nahi yaar, it's okay, I'll just take 15 minutes. And then you're stuck for 15 minutes more and like, should have just left 5 minutes back. So these things, you're absolutely right. There's also the law of attraction and the law of manifestation that so many people talk about. If we have to combine Theta Healing principles, how do I combine that principle of Theta Healing or learnings of Theta Healing to align with these positive manifestations or intentions that I may have in my life?
One simple logic, people, you need to understand, everyone knows how to manifest. Whether I teach you how to manifest, whether somebody else teaches you the law of manifestation and how to manifest, you already know it. Because the problem is not how to manifest, the question is what to manifest.
Right.
Because either you have manifested poverty or you have manifested money. You have manifested very good health or you have manifested very poor health. You have manifested all supporting and loving people around you, or you have manifested no support and no love. So you already know what you are manifesting.
Right.
Thought has substance, right? It's connected to gravity.
Right.
So what you think you are attracting, that's exactly his law of attraction.
Right.
And if you know, you clear your limiting belief, you are at that frequency, you are more aligned as per Theta. And when you are more aligned, you don't even need to do a process. You start manifesting it because you just know with complete clarity. And if it doesn't happen, you just need to identify the limiting belief, change it.
Change it.
And law of attraction, manifestation, it happens like this.
You know why I'm smiling? Do you get why I'm smiling? Because I'm very interested in asking you, if you will, right now, just on camera for the audience, will you do a body scan for me and tell me?
Okay.
And
so I'll give you two options.
Right.
Okay. So one is the body scan, where it's like a Google search.
Okay.
Whatever I'll ask, I'll get the answer. Now, do you have any MRI or X-ray of any use if you don't connect to a doctor who can understand it and will give you resolution? No. So if you get a body scan done and if you don't work further, it's pointless.
I promise you I will work.
Second, there are times we do a general scan.
Right.
So you tell me a problem and I will connect only to that problem without body scan.
Okay.
If your problem is coming from a physical block, then automatically Creator will show me there.
Right.
If your problem is coming from a past life, and that it happens, there are multiple case studies. I do not know how many I share.
Right.
Like somebody who is asking me that I have a menstrual cycle problem, and I'm imagining that I will go to their reproductive system. But God is showing me an image where I see a waterfall, a child just suddenly by mistake falling into it and dying, and a dog running and dying.
Right.
And I'm asking God, I asked you for a body scan, what are you showing me?
Right.
Second time, third time, I'm seeing the same image. So I asked, why are you showing me this? She has a problem with it. And said that the child who died is her present life son. What happened is, after that, they had a pet dog, was very loyal because the child died. The dog ran and died.
Okay.
And that soul was being stuck in her uterus wall.
The dog's soul.
And that soul wanted to be even born to her, but this lady chose to have only one child. So that is like in any scan, in medical or your intuitive scan, body scan, it will not show. That's why I did not show you the body. You need to clear that. And that is causing her the problem. And when I opened my eyes, and she was crying profusely because she said, I see this image for last 30 years what you described in my dream. And she said that I had this immense fear of my child will die in water. I've done multiple pujas for it. Ideally, you ask any problem.
A specific problem?
Yeah,
or
that would be better.
Area. Okay. So I have had in the past a bronchial issue, and sometimes I wheeze. And actually, since yesterday, and I haven't told anybody, just while even I'm interviewing people, when I breathe, I feel like I'm wheezing a little bit. It's very slight, but I know it's not my regular breathing. I am wheezing. It's almost like it's starting to come back. I don't know what it is. So that's the one thing I want you to check.
Do I have the permission to scan you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Can I get it? When I scan you, Bhaav, what I see is your lungs are fine. I don't see any problem with your lungs there. But I do see very strongly, and a message comes very strongly that your soul is crying. And when I ask, why is your soul crying? The first thing which comes is, you still, it is out of the loss and the grief. As much as logically you feel you have moved on, but you have not been able to move on. Bhaavesh, there is one thing which I am seeing. I see that energy, which is the energy of your partner, and that energy needs to go to the light, but is unwilling to go to the light because that energy feels that if the energy will go to the light, your motivation to be a better person, to be connected to spirituality and the soul suffer, probably you will not be motivated. Can I reassure that energy on your behalf that now that you are connected to the light of the higher self, you will continue, and that so that you choose and you are that person to be able to connect back again, where both of you are without any such blocking beliefs, without any separation. You actually know that there is no death, there is life after life, and there is only oneness. Can I reassure that on your behalf and speak to the higher self of the person? Yeah? I'm assuming this to be a yes. Yeah?
Yes.
I'll go.
Thank you.
I told you. The scans are intense.
When you were working on me, when you were doing the scan and you worked on me, you were asking me certain questions. And sometimes you know when to say a yes because it will help your healing. And before you say a yes, there are a lot of times where your mind makes up 5 reasons why you should say no, because you don't want to let go. At that point, again, you come to a choice where you're like, do you want to heal? Do you not want to heal? And you'd say a yes. And that happens to a lot of people because a lot of people, I'm sure you know, have resistance to even heal. In your experience, why is there such a resistance to healing even after knowing that just by saying yes is the right choice for my growth?
Because that's how your subconscious mind functions. Something, if your pain, you have been through it, you are being a victim for multiple years, you are being in the pain for multiple years, it is a known experience to you.
Right.
So a known is always your comfort zone. unknown is always fear.
Correct.
It's like, if you simply understand, there are many domestic violence cases, people as a house help when they come to your house and they are the earning.
Yeah.
They say my husband drinks and comes and physically beats me. There are times, you give them an option that, you stay at my house, you are earning, you are providing for your children. Why are you taking that abuse every day? Live in.
Right.
And, start fresh.
Right.
What are the answer they give? Ma'am, at least we know what he will do. Who knows who will be the new person? I would rather be in this marriage than to walk out from that.
Correct.
And that's so true because people hold on to their problems. They don't want to move out. There is a huge resistance. There are times they physically fall sick before a session.
Right, yes.
Because that's a way to avoid coming there.
Right.
At times they will act very weirdly, like they will trigger you for you to say, please
don't
get
come.
lost.
Yeah.
I don't want to work on you.
Right.
It's simply the resistance because their soul also gets used to that. That's your identity. That's what you believe you are. Now suddenly if I'm taking away everything from you, you're lost, you do not know.
Right.
So you will resist it. You will be in the defensive mode and say, no, but I don't want.
Right.
I'm fine.
Right.
But ultimately that's why downloads, because it's so connected to the divine energy that your soul overpowers it.
Right.
And a part of you logically saying no, but you from your mouth, the word yes will come there.
Correct.
And you are fighting, but why did I say yes?
Right.
But it comes.
It comes. As a final question, if you can tell our viewers that after they come for a Theta Healing experience, what can they do to continue progressing in their path of healing? And because there's always a choice, you either progress or you regress. So there is something that you need to do constantly. You need to keep putting in the work so that you're progressing and you just keep getting better after a healing session.
One word, learn, learn, learn. Knowledge is the only thing which will change your way of thinking. And if I have acquired knowledge and then I do not know how to change it, I'm again stuck. Because you came down on earth to be a better version of yourself. And you will be a better version when you are living much aware life.
Right.
I have the awareness of what I am doing, why I am doing, and to be able to bring that change is the key to it.
Right.
And this is about your life. If you will not invest, who is going to invest it?
Correct.
If you have no time for it, like why should God have time, for you?
Right.
Why should God listen to you? Give me one reason.
Yeah.
You have no time to listen to your own self and you are asking God.
Yeah.
This too you'll have to
It's almost like I have removed 5 minutes to come to you. Now you do the work.
I will give you 50 रुपए का नारियल. ये नारियल है, आप मेरा काम करके दो. यानी मेरा काम क्यों नहीं हुआ, लेकिन आपके पास खुद के पास तो टाइम नहीं है.
Correct.
I always use this frame, my mind told me this. मेरा मन करता है, लेकिन मन क्या है वो तो पता ही नहीं है आपको. Like my emotions matter, but your emotional body, how it functions, you don't know.
Correct.
How does your soul work? The journey of soul, you don't know. How does your mind function? You don't know.
Right.
It's like, I don't want to learn, but I will create a big business empire and tell people 2 plus 2 is 4. मुझे नहीं पता है. I don't know how to speak,
right.
But I want to do that.
Correct.
No one else can define your life, you define your life. You write your destiny.
Correct.
We can't change it for you.
That's absolutely right. And the word that you used is accurate, I think, to sum up this entire episode, learning. I have learned so much from you today just by speaking with you, and I'm sure our audience has learned so much from you just by listening, and I have a feeling there's so much more to learn from you, so much more to speak with you about, and I'm definitely going to do that. But thank you so much, Sangeeta ji, for coming today and giving us your time and your knowledge and sharing it with us. Thank you so much for coming on Soul Safar with Bhaav.
Thank you so much. Truly a pleasure, Bhavesh, and I'll probably call you Bhaav now.
Bhaav, yes, you can now call me Bhaav.
So truly a pleasure, and I think each one of us, the part of this universe, connect only for some reason.
Correct. I agree.
So, I truly feel blessed to be here and love you all. Please change your life. Life is beautiful. You don't waste it in crying,
Exactly.
grieving, and complaining.
Do it now.
Yes.
Thank
you. Thank you so much.
I'm sure you are amazed by our conversation on this episode as well. And I think we need to invite Sangeeta ji again because there is so much more to learn from her. We will be back in 2 weeks with yet another episode of Soul Safar with Bhaav, because now healing has a face.